Ryback Show starts now. Welcome to the Ryback Show. I'm your host, the big guy Ryback. Happy Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Streaming live on Instagram and TikTok, the big guy Ryback20. Thank you for joining me on those platforms. There we're streaming live, as always, here on Ryback TV, where you are the co-host of this show. The ebb and flow of the show goes where your questions go. Health, fitness, supplementation, pro wrestling, sports, and anything and everything in between. We are streaming on Twitter at Ryback as well. This show is available on all podcast platforms. iTunes reviews are greatly appreciated. If you're a longtime listener and you've never left a review, please take a moment, go leave a review on there. It greatly helps the cause. We've been stuck at the same number, so none of you have actually gone and left a review after me asking for months and months and months. So please, if you hear this, go leave a review on iTunes if you care about this show. If not, fuck off. With that, this show is brought to you by Feed Me More Nutrition, my premium supplement line, sweet with stevia and monk fruit. No harmful artificial sweeteners or colors for all people, men and women. He, she, and thee. FeedMeMore.com. Shell Shock, our weight management formula, fat burner, our #1 bestseller, is now back in stock, guys. Shell Shock is back in stock. Guys, we've got the discount codes for the new customers and the returning customers in the description here. And it'll be in the comments after the show. Also available in the description on the podcast write-up as well. But Shell Shock is back in stock. All the Ryback merch, all the Feed Me More Nutrition, FeedMeMore.com. Good to see all of you. I'm what day are we on the caffeine reduction? No coffee. I'm allowed, and what I'm doing, and I've got my other appointment with the doctor for the wet cupping on the shoulder tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that because I'm seeing significant improvements already in not doing the ball rolling on the golf ball, letting everything kind of calm down, doing a lot of stretching. And the stretching and getting that range of motion is going to be very key. The good thing now is when I stretch, it does not hurt me when I stretch, nowhere near what it used to hurt when I stretched. And that means that we've cleared out a lot of the scar tissue, and we've just got to kind of work this other tissue, get rid of the rest of that harmful inflammation and substances, whatever that is in that shoulder area, the toxins. Let this lady work her magic continuously multiple times a week. And I just keep working hard. I'm listening to her. I'm doing 1 serving of Wake Up Unlimited Energy for the whole day. That's all the caffeine I get, but I do it in 2 servings, half a serving in the morning, half a serving before I work out with my Pumplexity. And so my total caffeine is under the 400 milligrams a day that I need to keep it at. Moving forward at 350, no coffee. Coffee is completely done. Got my teeth cleaned yesterday. Look at that. Look at that beautiful smile. Teeth clean, which, by the way, I put a tweet out on this. The teeth cleaning, $99, the same place I've been going since 2012. Flores Dental. They're amazing here in Vegas. They're awesome. They're so nice to me. They've had a lot of the same original staff since I've gone there. They've gotten a lot busier, but I make my appointment every 6 months, go in, get the cleaning. They go, would you like to pay before? Since I got there early yesterday, they go, would you like to pay before? And that way I could just leave when I get my teeth cleaned. I go, yeah, sure. And she goes, that'll be $200. I go, $200? I go, that's usually $99. And she goes, yeah, it's gone up so it is now, for the first time in like 10, 11 years of going there, $99. Nothing in the world affected them to ever have to raise their rates. We talk about this. Teeth cleaning now has doubled in price at this one particular location. And from what I saw, other people are saying it's gone up in other places, and I would imagine it's across the board as all this stuff is. So now, and I was saying that that doesn't affect me on anything on this right now but people where in money is tight, what are the things that these are things that people neglect when money is tight, and when you have to buy food and food's way more expensive, and you don't have extra money on things you'll go get your teeth cleaned even once a year with it. Should be twice, right? But even once a year to go get your teeth cleaned to preventative measures, and just it's crazy. It's scary the direction we're going in with everything, because it is what's going to happen. It's going to wipe out the middle class entirely with this. It's very easy to see where things are going, and more and more people are going to end up on the streets, homeless, drugs, alcoholics. It's just it is inevitable where we're going. AI is going to be introduced, take more jobs, going to lead to more depression, more drugs, more alcohol, more people on the streets, more crime, more poverty, ruin affects everybody's lives. So this is where there's a lot of things, man, a lot of things going on in the world that very important things. It's when everything is essentially doubling in price. So my car insurance has doubled since last year. My dental cleanings have doubled since last year. My groceries have doubled since last year. When I say I mean ours. All of our stuff is doubling with this. It's scary. It's really, really scary. Good to see all of you guys. Welcome to the Ryback Show. Super chats are always greatly appreciated. Thank you guys. We could throw a little shell shock there right off the bat. See you later. No time today, guys. We're here for good people only. Good, bad people. I do not like bad people. I will not hesitate to meat hook and shell shock bad people repeatedly. And I will hurt you. I will hurt you with the shell shock. And make no mistake about it. There's just no reason for the losers of this world to be coming in here trying to ruin a good time with good people. Good to see all of you. Bobby says, just wanted to get your opinion. I just did 3 months of TRT gel and the doctor approved the injections. I start tomorrow. My levels went from 280 to 750. He has me going to half a milliliter. That would probably be 100 milligrams a week, if I imagine. The key on that may be enough. You may need more. And that's I'm assuming, is that, what's your dosage? Half a milliliter. Is it 200 milligrams a milliliter? Would that put you at doing 100 milligrams every 7 days? If that's the case, and with that, you need to be on HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin. If your doctor is not familiar with that, you need to find a new doctor like ASAP. You need to get, and I would follow the anabolic doc on Instagram. Dr. Thomas O'Connor, I've had him on the show. He's a brilliant doc. He's very familiar with this. He's educating people on testosterone replacement therapy and the different things that go along with it. And one of the main things that you need to go along when you are on TRT so that you remain completely normal and functional and that your balls don't shrink is HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin. Typically that is diagnosed at 250 IUs 2 to 3 times a week, subcutaneous injections just into your skin with the little insulin needle. You need that and you will feel a million times better. I'm not telling you, your doctor will be able to, that are familiar, they will determine that. I could just tell you what I know and what people I've talked to and worked with in a lifetime of experience of being on TRT since I was 28 and not having any issues and being healthy, having big balls. I think it's important as a man to want to have big balls. I don't think you want to have little shriveled up raisins. And I know there's some of you and those rich piano losers out there. They're like, oh yeah, the little potatoes make the steak look bigger. Brother, I promise you, no girl's looking at that and like going, man, can you believe how big a steak looks? Is his little tiny little shriveled up steroid balls? Like, you don't want that. That's not healthy. That's not attractive. Nobody wants a little pair of little dangling little raisin berries down there in a little shrunken up sack with that. I don't care how big the steak is. It looks pathetic. It looks just absolutely weak. You don't want to do that. Get on the HCG, find a doctor, anabolic doc. You're welcome. Not going to get a better answer for free right there on that. Huge balls, guys. This is why the huge balls allow you to take chances in life. When you have shriveled up little nuts, you don't take chances. You're scared. Why? Rightfully so. Rightfully so. But when your balls are big and healthy and hanging good, full, oh, you're filled with all the confidence in the world. Chicks dig big balls. I don't care what anyone says. I've never seen a woman that's proud to have a man that like, oh, my husband has really tiny balls. Like, nobody likes that. So get on the HCG, keep the balls functioning, keep them healthy, and it's part of being on TRT. And you will feel normal and great like you did all throughout your teenage years and your 20s when you're beating off 10 times a day to your mom's Victoria's Secret and Cosmopolitan magazines, and like you did back in the day. You're gonna be off to the races, my man, till whenever World War III starts, and then that starts, and then the distribution chain gets all fucked up, and then all of us are going to be screwed anyways, and then we're going to be miserable on here. I'm going to be doing Ryback shows in person, like people just sitting around a campfire doing the Ryback show, talking to myself, because there's no internet anymore, because the world is in complete chaos. Hopefully a few hot chicks in there that don't mind the small balls at that point. Hey, buddy. Good to see all of you. Welcome to the Ryback Show. Bobby, you're very welcome. Also, Bobby, if you don't want to go on TRT, if you did, I'm telling you, the Big Guy Male Performance Formula resolves a lot of men's low testosterone. If you stack it with Shilajit, it makes it even more potent. And I'm working on getting Shilajit included in the formula moving forward. But it's the way that we have the capsules, you can only fit so much, so it may not be possible. But I've taken a look at the formula. I've got it very close. I've got to look at a couple other things. But I may be adding the Shilajit to make the Big Guy even more potent than it already is. Blood test proven, but TRT, stick with the injections. Another thing I'm going to give you advice on, Bobby, on the TRT is when you get your lab work, and they'll send you to get lab work usually a couple times a year. It's good to get you want to get it tested, your testosterone levels, usually 2 days after your injection, to see what your peak levels are at. 1 to 2 days after an injection, usually 24 to 48 hours, you're going to get your peak number at how high your testosterone goes. And then you also want to get tested the day before your injection when you're at your lowest. And that way, you ideally what you want is that number to be in the normal range on both of those test, right? So if the normal range is 300 to 900 is normal, say, or 350 to 900, you want to hopefully be in the 400s on your last day, and in the 700-800s on the first 1 to 2 days, right? And that way you're in the normal range, and you're more stable in that. And that is the key to in finding that. And everyone's happiness level, that sweet spot could be a little different for everybody with it, but that's ideally what you want. There's some doctors out there that put people and their numbers shoot way higher than the normal in the beginning because they're taking too much with it. And then what happens with that, and here's the reason why they do this, just so you know, everything's for profit, for business, not for your health. When you do that, and then people, I've seen guys that go on TRT. Oh yeah, my doctor put me on 300 milligrams of test a week. I go, yeah, you're not on TRT. You're abusing steroids now, brother, with that. And then I go, what else did they give you for it? They had to have given you something for your really high estrogen that you're going to have, because your testosterone's too high. So your estrogen production is going to shoot through the roof. So then they usually prescribe you something like a Arimidex, which is even worse. You don't want to be on all these different things that you don't need to be on with it. So just keep an eye, because you may need to be on 120 milligrams a week. And that's very important, to find that sweet spot and to talk and communicate with your doctor. And my doctor learns from me. I learn from my doctor. And my doctor's way smarter with me on things, but we talk and we communicate and things and pass on knowledge. And oftentimes he goes, you're exactly right with this. And it's because I have experience with it. It's not because I'm smart. It's just because I have experience. And I've read multiple books and talked to different top people on it and seen different ideas and theories, and have a lot of experience since 28 being on this and knowing what works and what doesn't work with it. So testosterone, HCG, if you're sweet at 100 and you add that 250 milligrams of HCG 2 to 3 times a week, that could be, you're golden. You're going to feel great. You're not going to have any issues, and a lifelong of health and prosperity, hopefully. Good to see all of you. Good to see all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Ryback Show. Dude, your belly-to-belly suplex is better than Brock Lesnar's suplex. The BAM emoji, all capital letters. Thank you very much, I guess. I don't know. Brock has a pretty sweet suplex. I do a good belly-to-belly. I'm proud of my belly-to-belly suplexes. I also do Germans and different variations of the suplex. I'm not familiar with those wrestlers. I'm sorry. I know I saw you asking that question repeatedly on the other Ryback show, and you've picked up right where you left off. I don't know. I'm assuming you were probably that person just wanting to get your name said on the show. Hello, hello. Good to see all of you. Will I be at the West Coast Hot Sauce Experience in San Diego in June? I'll be one of the pepper eating. I'll be in one of the pepper eating competitions. I will not. I didn't even know that existed. I'm sorry. I don't have that on my schedule right now to shoot down to San Diego to the pepper eating convention. I hope it goes well though, and hope you win on that. We'll see what happens with the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, yeah, Bobby says, yeah, 100 milligrams a week, and I've noticed some shrinkage already. Yeah, you need to get on HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, on that, and I would get that through your doctor. If not, you could probably find it online. A lot that stuff is pretty common online now, and but you do need it's preferred you want to go through a doctor with that stuff. But you could usually find online pharmacies too and things with doctors with if you have your prescription with that, and you could probably get it cheaper than what you might have to get through the states and different things for the HCG. But you want to be able to you do want to be on that 2 to 3 times a week. 250 IU's is the standard. That's you don't want it to be too high. You want it to be quite low because otherwise it can convert to estrogen the higher you go on it. You just need little small pulses of it throughout the week to keep your grapefruits intact fully. Ryback, what made you stop drinking coffee? I normally watch every stream live, but I missed your last stream, and I guess it's deleted. Yeah, I the coffee is from the doctor. I'm working with on my shoulder, Dr. Zing. Um, she's a very smart woman, and she's not a fan of coffee, and says it is very bad for the heart. And she just she's I'm I the coffee is a problem for me because adding that in with my wake up, and she doesn't like the bitterness of coffee. She's more old school, and it's not the caffeine. It's the bitter. There's something she said with coffee that's just not good for our hearts. And she goes, they don't tell you this, and I go, it's just odd because if you look up like two online, and this never was the case. If you look up online, can you have too much caffeine, or Google can you drink too much caffeine or caffeine and heart issues, and like they really don't have. It's like all these articles talking about how good caffeine is for you, and that is true. Caffeine is good for us in small amounts and not too high. If you take it in too high amounts, and it increases your blood pressure and your heart rate. And she's just saying your heart is working overtime. And she goes, the way that I drink my caffeine through the day, morning, afternoon, and late afternoon, my body is in a constant state of overworking. So I had to make a drastic change of just cutting back, eliminating that, and then cutting my pre-workout into half with that. And which is why I always love the full scoop, but I'm more than happy on the half a scoop on that, and just doing it twice a day and leaving that caffeine at 350 milligrams a day with it. And in doing everything we can to let my body be as strong and my heart to be as strong as possible. Because all my other stuff, I'm very healthy with this. So sometimes you just have to make little changes, and you get things. And I'm trying to do everything in my power to get myself to where my shoulder can get healed. And nobody's ever done this before. So I'm just listening to people I got some different opinions from people I've been working with, and I go, and I like the approach that she is taking, and she's not doing anything to harm me. She's not selling me anything on it. It's just she was able to read some things, and she right off the bat, she just goes, you take way too much caffeine. And that was very early on into the discussions with everything. And I go, you would probably be absolutely right on that. And you're probably absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You could eliminate the probably, that you are absolutely right. And so yeah, with it. And I was really tired yesterday. I think yesterday I took a 20-minute nap, for the first time, and I can't tell you when. With the dogs, I was after my workout, I was just completely. I'd hit a wall with it, and I actually I didn't do any wake up yesterday with it. I did the day 2 of teas, and it hit me. But the wake up, the caffeine in that is fine, and just got to do it in half amounts for me. And that keeps the heart rate and everything lower. It doesn't elevate as high as when I. It's like when you drink a large Starbucks coffee or you get a red eye Starbucks coffee, 350, 450 milligrams of caffeine. It's just too much in one sitting. It's too much on that. So yeah, I just eliminated it. And plus, too, I don't have to worry about coffee stains anymore on the back of my teeth that they always have to take off on the cleaning. I'm like, I'm already like, it's easier today than it was already the last couple days. And I'm like, yep, after a week, this is going to be like as if it never even existed of drinking coffee. So with it, but I'm happy, and I'm doing my decaf black tea. These are all decaf. I'm using the bottles of the caffeinated ones, but even the caffeine ones are 47 milligrams on this. But I got decaf black tea, and I've got some other decaf flavors in there, and just keeping myself busy with drinking those throughout the day with water. And yeah. Thank you very much. Hoping for a Ryback Wardlow match when I come back, or a Ryback Goldberg match. Yeah, I don't think the Goldberg thing is. I don't know what the deal is with what he's going to do. I don't know why. I have no doubt there has to be. I'd imagine he'd be able to. I don't know why they want to do a tour. I think doing a tour is. I don't know. I don't want to. I'm not. It's not my business with it. But I don't know if he wants to do one last match, send off match, or I don't know. I don't know. I wish him the best in everything. He was very nice when I met him, and I don't know the. It's none of my business with any of that. So we'll see what happens. But the Wardlow one definitely, I think, is something that is could be a very realistic possibility if I'm able to get myself to where I need to get myself, and I think everything could line up on that at some point in time. I saw AEW. I saw they just on Twitter there was a thing where they're potentially Tony Khan. Is it the Warner Brothers off or is it $1 billion or $1 billion 5-year deal or something? But and I don't know what that includes for the new programming, and for them, I don't know if they want them to beef up the roster. There was something with that. But if they land that TV deal, if that is indeed true, I think you can expect to see more people there, and they're going to be. I think they're playing to win. If that's the case, like they want to compete, and they want to beat, not only compete, but they want to outdo WWE. I'm all for this. I am the number one supporter with that going on with everything. And if I get myself to where I need to get myself, I would like to be one of the main contributors into that. So it's just, we're going to have to wait and see. Super chat. Hulk, thank you very much. Just watched a video where you came out to save Ric Flair from the Shield. Eventually, you gorilla pressed Seth and dropped him onto the announce table where it didn't break. LOL. That had to hurt. I don't. Yeah, I do remember I remember that was a really cool segment. And then I don't know if it was me, Daniel Bryan, and Kane like picked up Ric Flair in the ring after. There was something with that, and that was a cool Raw segment that I got to do with that. And when everything was red hot, they and I don't know if the table was supposed to break on Seth on that one. I don't remember. I don't know if it was supposed to, or if that was the planned bump, but it was nothing. That was nothing on my end. Everything went exactly. He wasn't injured. There was nothing. I don't remember though if that table was supposed to break or not break on that. And again, I'd have to go back and watch, but either way, yeah, I don't. He's good at protecting himself. He always was on everything too, and coming down and on that. So But it was I remember that happening multiple times on different things. And there was even one like one with Sheamus, and it wasn't supposed to break, and it was went exactly as planned. I exactly as planned. And I remember there were some people saying, "Oh, that was dangerous." I'm like, that wasn't even my idea. The Sheamus wanted to take that. Like, it's crazy. Some of the things you'll see after certain things happen and whatnot, and then and especially too from like former workers, and you're just like, brother, stop being a mark. Hello, hello, hello. What are my thoughts on Eddie Hall joining WWE? I have not heard anything on that. He would have to. There would be no drugs, and they would cardio would be a massive issue. I don't know him personally. I don't know. I could just tell you the cardiovascular conditioning you need to be in, and that's not something you get into when you're done with your other career. And like, that's the problem. I think a lot of people that they think wrestling is something they can go do when they're done with their careers, and they don't realize how difficult it is. He would have to have been in the way that typically the people that do make it are people that are lifelong wrestling fans that truly had a drive and desire to do it. So, and if that is non-existent, he is in for a world of hurt on the difficulties of that. You know, you can have them go run the ropes for 3 minutes. They can't. They wouldn't be able to do it. Like, they would drop dead of a heart attack. It's a real thing. Like, people, I've seen the strongest people in the world can't do strong things in wrestling either. You see it all the time. That's why how many people do you see that do the stuff that I did night in, night out? I'm telling you, it's very rare. Even none of the power guys do the power stuff. It's not, I'm telling you, it's not easy. But if he took the right approach to it and and worked hard, he anything's possible. We're gonna go ahead and just shell shock this guy out of here. Thank you though for joining the Ryback show. Hello, hello. Yeah, if somebody says Theory sucks as a U.S. champ, I loved Damian Priest better fighter. Yeah, but a lot of people do like him. So unfortunately or fortunately, the world does not revolve around solely what you like. Maniel, we have all the Ryback merch, everything on feedmemore.com. Men's, women's, you can broken down into sections. Yeah, I've got a lot of spots on my shoulder from the wet cupping, and I'm going to have them on me constantly. My whole shoulder is going to be probably discolored moving forward with the treatments, getting them done every 7 to 10 days, or 7 to 8, 9 days, whatever, however we could frequently schedule them as often as possible. It's from the wet cupping, guys. Doing great. Thank you guys very much. 5-year deal. Yeah, that's great. Then AEW with everything with the 5-year deal and the new programming, and hopefully just continues to grow and get better and better and better. That is a huge positive for everybody. I'm taking a look at your questions here, guys. Super chats are always greatly appreciated. Yeah, thank you. That is, a lot of people use me in the WWE video games. They've not paid me since I left for any of that, and they keep all my stuff in there so that people can make me, and they've get around it. They've actually, we could probably, I've talked about this. I could revisit this at any point in time, and probably take that to court and probably win pretty easily with certain things that they've done that are not technically legal, that they shouldn't be doing, but they've done it to avoid paying me and doing it and making money off of me still. So it's unfortunate. You could definitely bulk up if you're drinking muscle milk and you have uh, a surplus of calories in your diet, preferably clean. I did see the A&E special of Stone Cold. I've not seen Stone Cold Takes on the World. I have not seen that yet. I think I've seen little clips. I have not seen the I will try to catch an episode of it though. Tony says, if you had an Ultimate Edition figure made, which attire would you like to be in? I don't know. Maybe I need to talk to Zach Ryder. They do the action figures right now. That I'm waiting for the trademark to come in any day. Once I have possession of that trademark, I can actually do figures and all that. I should talk to them about doing a figure, a limited edition figure, and seeing what we could do with everything. And then because I can I'll be able to license out my stuff if I sign with anybody. I'll have some nice freedoms with everything moving forward. That is going to be very, very lucrative and good for me to have with that. But we should have Ryder and then do a limited edition Ryback eating chips action figure. Just me and just the chips. I think that would actually be a collector's favorite, a classic. What's that would hold a special place in my heart. Thank you. I've been to India multiple times. Always had a good time there. Good to see all of you. Welcome to the Ryback Show. Who is genuinely the most polite, nicest person wrestler you ever met in your time in WWE? A lot of guys are genuine and polite and nice. I don't understand the infatuation with like wanting to like the nicest or like it doesn't exist. Everybody is nice and nice at different times. And you know, the world has a weird obsession with like who's like the nicest, most politest person wrestler ever. Like a lot of people. Someone should book Ryback versus Jake Paul. Brother, the weight, the weight classes aren't even close on that. They're massive different in size. I dig everything he's done. He's done very well for himself, but that's a massive difference in size. I got to say, I'm going to talk about this because everything that's gone on with the social media, and I talked about this the other day. There's something going on with TikTok, and I do believe so. I have to do, I am no longer able to post any comedy content on TikTok. What they're going to do is they're going to ban my account if I'm publicly talking about this so that you guys are aware. I've done nothing wrong on here with this. They're trying to find a way, and I think this is what they've taken away everything that like the stupid videos, everything that I did that was getting all the hundreds of millions of views that I was getting. They essentially, the videos with like little people that they make videos that you would stitch, and all I'm doing is using their technology, stitching and duetting and doing reaction videos. They tried to get me on all these community guidelines. They failed on a lot of them because there were no violations. But then what they have done now though is they're classifying things in different ways, in which now they're doing the strikes. They've implemented, that's their new policy, the strikes. And if you get too many strikes, they'll delete your account. And so I've found, and they've even gone back on past content that was approved. People where the videos, the original content is staying up, but they're deleting my video with it, which is it doesn't make any sense with this. So I'm going to avoid putting any comedy or anything because and having my business and everything, the first chance I get, I'm going to say, fuck TikTok when all of this and all these platforms. But I have a business and a brand, and again, and they're cutting me off at every angle. So now what this does is this prevents me from getting views that I would normally getting views on, which helps raise awareness that I exist, that I have a supplement company, I have a business, I have a YouTube. So that if I can't do certain videos, because any video I do outside of that, they're not like, they're flagging it for something, or they hold it up, it's creating problems on that. And I'm very concerned the direction we're going because it is. I have no problem too. Like the last video, this is that kid that I posted, the WWE. He was doing the Shinsuke Nakamura deal, right? And that's just a stitch. Me looking at like, what are you doing? I think everybody understands the comedy in that video, which the majority, everybody's laughing. Videos got great views. They flagged me for minor sexual activity or something ridiculous on it. So what? And then I appealed it. They don't can't be restored. You got to strike now for distributing content with minor sexuality or whatever the offensive minor sexual behavior. And I'm like, he's doing Shinsuke Nakamura's thing. That's actually what he is doing on this. I didn't say anything about any sexual activity on any of it. Like, there's no reference to that at all. People can get the comedy of it because it looks like that, but he's actually doing Shinsuke Nakamura's. So like they misclassified it with it, but that's not the thing is like anything comedy wise now, comedy and all forms of comedy can be classified as harassment and bullying, in which that's another thing that they were doing. Oh, you're harassing and bullying people. So it's like now you're saying comedy can't exist. And I can't take the chance of posting comedy, and 9 out of 10 times it might be all right, but that 10th time keeps adding up, and then they're just going to go, we're going to delete your channel, and then I'm screwed out. I've lost everything I've built up. So I'm probably just going to avoid. I'll use the platform to make it. I'll delete it and then use the content on other platforms. And that is YouTube and Instagram allow a lot more than, even though they have things they don't allow, they allow a lot more than TikTok now. I'm very concerned with the direction everything's going. It's like, because you can classify anything as that. It's just is one person offended, and then that one person's offended, or people aren't even offended. They could just report it, and I go, that's a huge issue. You can't just let that happen. But it's this stuff sucks. I've thought about even too just making an OnlyFans and posting all my content on OnlyFans. Nothing sexual, nothing, but just have it $5 a month, all my content. I'm no longer posting on social media. Keep all my accounts active. I'll put my link in it. You want to follow me? Come over to OnlyFans. I'll post all my content, all my feeding times, because all these channels aren't paying me anyways. So it's like, why am I going to use you? You know, you're not helping me anymore. You're getting everything. I'm not getting anything with it. So I have to figure out something. And maybe that's back when I'm back on TV, and then pull the plug. But there's something has to change, because it's not right what's going on. I don't have a timeline, buddy. And you guys asking every fucking day is not going to speed up that timeline. All right. It will happen when it happens, brother. It sucks being so transparent with you guys. And when I say you guys, I'm not talking about the good people. I'm talking about like the aggravating dumb shits that just fucking have no common sense and no goddamn clue. Just chill the fuck out. When it happens, it happens. All right. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm doing everything in my fucking power. Everything in my power. I've tried to be as clear and concise and precise and let you guys know everything that's going on with it. So but I don't need you fucking asking me every goddamn fucking show. Okay. Hey, what's the status of the timeline? You're not going to know the timeline of when it's going to happen anyways. I've told you guys that from day one. So just fucking pull the fucking Mark fucking mindset off of your fucking fried brain and chill the fuck out. God damn. Like it's fucking annoying. Like, I don't know how else to tell you. I'm being so honest with you. It's fucking beyond annoying when you come here. We could talk about anything. When there's a fucking timeline of when you're going to return to action, just shut the fuck up. Do you understand me? Thank you. Yeah, everyone is offended. No, I'm not taller than Brock. Brock's probably half an inch taller than me. I don't know. Inch, half an inch, 3/4 of an inch. I'd say half an inch based off but it could be an inch taller as well. But I'd say half an inch from what I remember. Have I ever seen anything weird or out of the ordinary? No, 41 years, never seen anything weird, man. Good to see you. Happy Wednesday to you guys as well. Yeah, Tony, the Major Fig pod. Yeah, I'd have to see. We'll see. Once I get that trademark, maybe I'll shoot Ryder a little quick message and see if what can be done. If you've got an exam tomorrow and you're goofing off, you deserve to fail. Go study and go pass your exam. Don't be a little bitch. Go literally stop, get off this show and go study and go pass your exam. What are you doing? You're literally bragging and you're gloating about failing. Why the fuck would you waste your time while you're in school? Like, drop out if you're going to do that. Just go be a fucking loser. You guys, some of you need people just to fucking tell you straight up. Like, I don't know what, like, oh, I have an exam tomorrow and I'm goofing off all day. Ha ha ha. I'm so cool. Brother, nobody else thinks you're cool. You're a fucking loser. Go fucking study and pass your exam. Hello, hello. Yeah, I saw the Brock segment with Cody on Raw. We'll have to wait and see with him saying he wants to fight. We'll see what happens. I think I'm looking forward to seeing how the storyline continues. Good to see all of you. Welcome to the Ryback Show. Love the questions. Ryback, do you get angry? Just with you guys. And I say you guys, just the select few. Dude, you're the. I'm just going to block this guy. I don't even. Anyone that types in all caps, you're getting blocked. I'm not in the low caffeine. Ryback has zero tolerance for the dumb shits. I'm just telling you guys straight up. I love all the good people, the nice people, people that have common sense and an understanding of sarcasm and just fucking normal people. But the people that are here from dumb people reproducing, I have zero tolerance for. Thank you for letting us know Seth is the first candidate to win the world championship. You could be right. You have a possibility. You've narrowed it down based off of he's now like in the finals, right? So you've got like a 50-50 chance. Good to see all of you. I'm doing great. Hello, hello. John, I have. You think Cody's going to be the new heavyweight champ? Well, I don't know if you know this or not. I believe he's already not made it in the tournament. I don't know if you've watched Raw yet or not, but I don't. You know, I hope you haven't put a big bet in on DraftKings on that yet. I do not bench press. I don't think that is a good movement to people to do for your shoulders. A lot of this shit people just do because it came before. Bench pressing is not ideal for our shoulders, not required, not necessary. You could build your strength up on pressing movement, a lot of different things and a lot of different ways with it. So I've stayed away. There's zero benefit for me going back to bench. I've benched 550 pounds. I've benched 500 pounds. I don't need to. I've done it already. I think it's like, it comes a point like too many people just keep doing it over and over. Like they got to keep telling themselves, I have to keep doing this. It's like, no, eventually you're just completely done. And I've already been completely done and got my health back. So I don't need the bench press ever again. It's the wet cupping on my right shoulder. Everything's probably in reverse on the screen. My right shoulder has the marks from the wet cupping, which is crazy. You guys should see the difference on these damn cameras. The TikTok, great, normal looking view. Instagram's okay. And then this one never fully captures the full size. It's the angles. It's all the angles. Jose, I just got to tell you something. Jose the Santiago Pokemon. First of all, Jose, I'm going to ask, how old are you, Jose? Put your age on the thing. I'm just very curious. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, Jose. You post some randomized comments, like you go all over the place, brother. You'll be like, you'll say one thing about oh, graduating high school, it was, and we go to Applebee's to celebrate, and then the next video is you're talking about, solving having world peace, and then the next video you're talking about erection issues. Like I don't, you're all over the fucking place. So I'm just curious on your age. For everybody listening, our Shell Shock weight management formula now back in stock, our bestseller on feedmemore.com for Feed Me More Nutrition. Shell Shock is back in stock. Okay, you're 28, you'll be 29 in October. All right, yeah, you're just fucking all over the place, brother. You say some random ass shit. I'm just telling you how I feel on it. I don't think you're a bad person at all, but you do say every day I see you, your name, you say random ass shit, and I'm just like, that's not somebody I would probably hang around in the real world. But you know, I do hope for the best for you. But random ass fucking comments over and over and over. Like every time I'm like, yep, that's the guy. Yep, that's the guy. That's with the long ass name. Hello, hello. Good to see all of you. I don't thank you for saying you want to see Ryback versus the Great Khali. That you can go watch on YouTube. Go watch on YouTube Ryback versus Khali. I shell shocked that giant multiple times. I marched around the ring twice because Vince told me march around the ring twice because Vince wanted him to feel scared being picked up because nobody really ever picked up Khali. So Vince made me march around the ring twice with him to scare him. Which didn't scare him because it wasn't gonna. It's like me and him are friends, but who knows? Vince thought that was hilarious. Jose, someone says John says he needs some Cialis. Jose, go buy the big guy. Go buy the big guy and shut the fuck up. Yeah, this is me without coffee. I think I'm a little more aggressive without coffee, and it's probably for the best. I like low caffeine Ryback a little more than high caffeinated Ryback. This gives me just straight to the point. Straight to the point. I think resistance bands are great. I use them also. I do them for some different exercises. I think resistance bands are very useful tools in training. Weighted vests, I think, could be very beneficial too with different things. Weighted vest, I think, can be very good. Everything is just a tool to help us get our goals. There's no one size fits all when it comes to weight training. Our weight training routines and programs should be to benefit our lives for however we live our lives, whatever we do to better ourselves and to keep us healthy long term for what we do. Too many people just start doing things other people are doing because those people are just doing the things other people are doing. Nobody's actually truly molding their routine to their lives. And there are people, I do this, but that's what everybody should be doing. If you're like, if you can't shoulder press because your shoulders are messed up, don't shoulder press. There's plenty of other exercises, but like there's just like if you can't bench press and it's causing problems, stop bench pressing. But too many people just think you need to keep doing certain things, and it's silly. It's absolutely silly. Have a good day, Sammy. Thank you for joining the Ryback Show. Uh, I have not seen Stone Cold Takes on America. I do want to see it. Yeah, that guy's a weirdo. We're gonna get rid of Michael. I'm gonna block him first, and then I'll rip on him just to get that piece of shit out of here. He's repeatedly showed in the last shows. It keeps saying me and Masters have the best tushy. Any man that's using the word tushy, get the fuck out of here. First of all, you fucking misguided mark. I don't know how the fuck you found your way to the Ryback Show. Jesus Christ. Brother just keeps putting it over, and Ryback and Chris Masters have the best tushies. Like, what a fucking weirdo. Like, brother, like that's what you're doing with your day, typing that in. Like, god damn. Like, it's fucking true that I do. I don't know. I've never really checked out Masters' ass. I know he's fitting in shape, you know, a lot of similarities, but I do have a great ass, but I don't need you to come on here and call it a tushy and say it repeatedly on my fucking chat. You can say, bro, like some of these people can't hide it. They're like, the guy who truly genuinely wanted to be a part of the show, like he's like, what do you do? What do you do to activate your glutes? Like, what kind of glute exercises do you do? But brother can't even hide it. He's just like, oh, you and Masters have the best tushies in the universe. Oh, I think about your tushies all the time. Tushy, tushy, tushy. Oh, that Ryback Master tushy. It's just so delicious. Ah, he's over there right now. He's a tub of Vaseline all over his body, jerking off with the Papa John's garlic butter sauce to Chris Masters Master Lock challenges from the fucking early 2000s. You fucking creep. No, this is how some of you deserve to be talked to like this. I'm done being nice to the dumb shits. I'm such a good person in my everyday, like, but some of you dumb fucks just need to be told you're dumb fucks. That's the only way. You're going to go throughout your whole life thinking you're okay and you're not, because you need somebody like me to say, no, you're a dumb shit, change. Hopefully that guy never uses the word tushy ever again to other grown people in chat rooms. Or he will, and we'll see him on some future fucking Chris Hansen episode of To Catch a Predator, whenever the fuck they bring that show back. I'll be watching. Hello, hello. Yeah, he doesn't have any other money. He had to use the garlic butter sauce from the leftover pizza that he had the other night. It was all that was left with it was a little extra garlic butter sauce. So he ran out of Vaseline. He had to use that. Yeah, Jose, no shit. Jose says, not gonna lie, I do type random comments. I've only seen you every episode type random comments. I don't just make shit up. I'm just giving you like, hey, you type a lot of random ass shit, dude, bro. Maybe, you know, come with some normal stuff every once in a while. Like, hey, just say, type it out before you hit send. Look at it. Go, is this kind of weird? And if it is, just fucking. If you have any questions, just type something normal. And I don't know, you're incapable of that. Just state facts. Like, look at your weather. Look at the little weather app on your phone and see what the weather says in your city. And go, hey, Ryback, it's 90 degrees where I live today. And I'll go, cool. And then like stay on weather for the rest of the fucking show. Just talk about weather in your comments for the show. Just pick one or two things. That's just a random thing, but just stick with those. Like, you'll go from the weather to fucking that your favorite color is fucking orange. And then I'm just like, okay. And then you tell me you had carrots for dinner 3 nights in a row. And I'm like, okay, I don't know where to go with you, Jose. You're all over the place. You're zigzagging me on my own fucking show. Ryback, do you think you have good cardio? No, I think I have great cardio. I know I have great cardio. I am, it is something I take very, very serious. Yeah, we're going to start being real on here. We'll see if that affects the views. We're either going to run everybody off or we're going to have record numbers on this show. Youngstown, Ohio. Welcome to the Ryback Show. I found out I'm Randy Orton's cousin when I was a kid and I've never met him. What's your advice on him? Oh, he probably doesn't give a fuck about you. So I've got so many cousins out there that have tried to reach out. I'm like, I've never fucking heard of you. I don't know you. And I ignore him. That's probably what he's doing. It's you know, get into wrestling and call your, you know, and do the RKO and try to come up with a gimmick, and maybe he'll meet you sometime if you make it to WWE. But I promise you, he probably doesn't give a shit. I wouldn't. I mean, it's like, you, what are you, third, fourth, fifth cousin? Fucking fifth, sixth in line of the RKO generation? Like, fuck. That's non-existent, brother. I don't know, maybe sign up for that ancestry.com and put that in your profile that you're Randy Orton's fucking third cousin, and see how far that gets you. See if you can fucking meet up with all the other cousins, come up with an RKO club, and fucking you guys go to one of the shows when Randy makes his big return, and you all have your signs that, hey, Randy, we're all your cousin. and maybe then he'll bring you backstage and fucking give you a shirt and pat you on your fucking head and send you on your way. I don't know what my advice is on, like, if you're worried, like, I've never in my life, I come from a family that played pro baseball. Like, never have I like ever wanted like any notoriety or anything off of anybody else. I just do my own thing. I would say just don't tell anybody ever again that you're Randy Orton's cousin, or don't use it in a braggadocious way. Like, try to just live your life and be a cool, normal person. Because I promise you, nobody else gives a fuck either. None of us. Nobody here in this. Not one person here is going to. I take that back. There might be a few weird ones. Jose probably, that's going to message you. I'm like, are you really Randy Orton's cousin? And then fucking spark up a friendship through the Ryback show. But outside of Jose, nobody else gives a fuck, man. Hello, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome to the Ryback show. Okay, as long as you're sorry for asking, all is well. Does Logan Paul have my respect? Thoughts on wrestling celebrities like him and Bad Bunny? I think they're doing absolutely fantastic. They've clearly work hard, and I'm very happy. There's nothing to not to disrespect or anything on that, and I don't think he could fucking do anything that I can do on it as far as that. But I think he's making a name for himself and do good business for them, and he's been successful on the other things that he's done with it. So, you know, I think that's all great for him on that. And it's amazing what you could do when you're not being suppressed and restricted by a company, multi-billion-dollar company. Cool things happen. So I'm happy for everyone. I want everyone to be as successful as possible. And I would just like for my social media to be free, and all of it will in due time. Thank you, Miss V, saying no coffee Ryback is way more amusing than coffee Ryback. I'm dying here. Yeah, it's just we're at a point of zero tolerance right now. It's probably going to just be, we'll see how it goes. The caffeine's not changing, but I probably will be. I just feel like some people need to be talked to like this. It makes me feel a little bit better. I'm not going to lie. Hold on, let me. Zachary says, hi, Ryback. Do you really think Floyd Mayweather is the GOAT? Tom Brady, the GOAT, the greatest of all time? I think there's many GOATs. I've talked about this over and over and over. I'm a big fan of both. I thought they both have had absolutely phenomenal careers, but too many regular pieces of shit out there are obsessed with the word GOAT and then think everyone is going to have their opinion of who they like the most or who they relate to the most. And by the way, as a society, we fucking forget everybody who came before us. Like, that's like this generation with LeBron. People forget about Michael because they don't, Jordan. And then you have a debate, people going back. Like, none of it fucking matters. I promise you. In 100 years, with people fucking AI robots flying fucking human slaves around, nobody's going to give a fuck about what's going on and what happened in the prior history. We're all going to be forgotten. This time, my chip video is going to be probably the fucking only thing I'm remembered for in my lifetime is that me eating chips on my ASMR video. Nothing fucking matters on any of that. There's this, you live your life, like sports, all that. You work hard, you do what you like. These guys are guys that work hard, that played, did what they love. They had fucking great genetics, great talents to do what they did, and they fed their families and lived their lives hopefully as good as possible. The purpose of life is happiness and love. None of this other shit matters. We do it just to pay the bills. I don't know if you guys know this or not. It doesn't matter whoever the greatest fucking quarterback. There could be 100 different greatest quarterbacks. There could be 1,000. People are good. There's numbers. People look at things, interpret things differently. But so many people are obsessed thinking that there can only be one all-time GOAT of every little category. And realistically, there's not. There's many on it. And it depends on what each individual is looking for with that. It's just stupid arguments that people with stupid fucking little tiny pea brains that have nothing better to do with their time argue about on social media. They're fucking great. But people like you like to go into chat rooms on fucking Bleacher Report or the fucking Barstool fucking place, and you go there and you argue with other people about who your favorite is and how they're stupid, and then you eat some fucking cheesy puffs and go to bed and call it a fucking night and repeat the next day. Like, what a horrible way to live. Just wasting your time arguing about people who live their lives. And I think there's many greats on things. I've met Shaq multiple times. Yeah, I met Shaq. Last time I met Shaq was in Dallas for WrestleMania, the match with Kalisto, and he was in catering and came over. And we were walking, just said hello to each other, and it was in passing, and that was that. He is a large human being. He is a very, very large human being. Have I ever done the hyperbaric oxygen chamber? No, I was supposed to do it in Colombia for at BioAccelerator. I was too heavy. I think they have a new one now, but the ones they had, there was a weight limit of 240 or 50 pounds, and I was 280 something both times I was down there. I couldn't do it. But it is something I've heard that has that can be very beneficial to recovery and to athletes. Ryback, did you met John? What you're trying to ask me is, did I meet John? And I'm assuming you mean John Cena, because I can't picture you talking about anybody else on the Ryback show. And if you are referring to John Cena, yes, I have met him. We've wrestled many times. So typically when you wrestle another guy on TV, you have fucking met that person. Ryback for president. I'd be killed the first day by myself. Because fuck that. Lead a bunch of miserable fucking pricks. Go everyone. I would push for the World War III. Get rid of everybody. Put me in a bunker with some hot chicks and doctors and some tech people. Let's fucking get rid of everybody else. Clean house. Restart. Let's sorry, I'm just being honest, guys. Me in a bunker, all the other elites, hot chicks there, just fucking hit the button. Hit the button. Hit New York City first. Then Cali, all the big cities. Just laughing with all the hot chicks. Look at all the no, that's too much. That's too far. The weight, chicks, and food. Yep, chicks. Just we'd have the whole shebang down there. Live a good life, and then try to figure out a way to redo life where only good exists. And it would have to be rules of destroying evil at the first sight of it at all cost to preserve goodness. Ryback, who do you think is heavier, Big Show or Mark Henry? Well, it doesn't matter what I think. What you do is just go look at their weights. And then whoever has the heavier weight is heavier. And that's how you would and that's a fact, and you can't argue that. Did I know Umaga? No, I don't think I ever met Umaga. At least I don't know if I was in developmental, and I'm trying to think if he was there. Off the top of my head, I don't recall. It is possible I had met him, possibly while in developmental, like at TV or something. But I did not know him, and I don't recall meeting him. Do you have any memorable moments in Kansas City? I won a chicken wing eating contest with Roman Reigns and the Usos and Curtis Axel. We were in St. Charles. We left Kansas City. So this is my closest thing to a memory of Kansas City. We left the live event, and we stopped at a Buffalo Wild Wings along the way to whatever city we were going to, because we had a live event, and it was Super Bowl. I think it was the Super Bowl. So we all went to go watch the Super Bowl at Buffalo Wild Wings. and I was drinking. We all were drinking, but I had a few, and I decided to enter the blazing hot chicken wing eating contest, and Axel, we all got a laugh out of it, but it was against all the no adults got in. The place is filled with adults. The only people that did the chicken wing contest were kids, and I didn't. So I was like, "Fuck, I got to win this now." And Axel goes, "So you better win this." I go, "Yeah, no shit." And everyone knew who we were, so everyone's watching. And I beat all the kids pretty easily. There was one kid that was doing pretty good. He has a future probably in competitive eating, but I fucking meat hook shell shocked the whole group of kids. Won the contest. I actually won a big mirror. It was like it might have been a Bud Light mirror or something. That thing worthless now. And I gave it to the second place kid because I'm a fucking good guy. That's the shit you guys don't see. I didn't make a social media video of it. Yeah, I beat their asses, but hey, I'm older. I've had more experience. Runner up, participation trophy. It's yours, little junior. Good luck in life. So he probably has that somewhere still hung up in his home. He's probably a grown 20-year-old now. But that's my memory of fucking Kansas City. That's off the top of my head. Outside of all the times I've wrestled there. Yeah, big bad Ryback there. You don't see that stuff though. Given the way the mirrors and the things behind the scenes like that. We've got some weird people that keep coming back. Brother, there's a podcast. Nash has been on my podcast years ago. We literally sat in my hotel room in Medellin, Colombia, and drank wine and talked for hours. And that's recorded. And the audio wasn't as good because I had to bring a unit. It didn't, but that's all on the type in Ryback Kevin Nash. It's on the Ryback show. We were all over the place. That was a good time. That was I was so hurt and injured, and that was the beginning of my recovery of my back becoming better. And man, I wouldn't change a thing. That week there with Kevin, we ate all the restaurants there every day, multiple times a day. We'd eat for lunch, we'd eat dinner, drank some wine, bullshitted. He's forever will always he's the man. He's one of my favorite people. I listen to his stuff too. I'll just put his stuff and just listen to him talk. You could just put it, type in Kevin Nash talks about construction workers. He'll make it interesting. Like it was good to finally to meet him and be around him from growing up watching him. And he's one of my favorite people. Bully Ryback would have given him the trophy, then turned on him and power bombed him. The guy threw a table, then took the trophy back. That's actually not a bad idea for a Bully Ryback segment, which I'm going to put a little note in my phone. That's actually a pretty good idea. That's the stuff that's missing from wrestling. You need skits like that. That's how you get characters and people over. That's what you need to have, that outside the ring stuff. It's so important. It's so important. Have I ever worked with AJ Lee? Skip Sheffield, we did a mixed tag match in Florida Championship Wrestling that might be on YouTube. Yeah, I've been on Austin's podcast a couple times, the Steve Austin show. I've never been on his Broken Skull. I tell you right now, that would be an intense, because if he sided anywhere on the Vince, that would be a straight shooting fucking episode, because I am no bullshit on any. That would be the only way that show ever happens, if that is that things would have to be worked out prior to going, because otherwise that thing's going to fucking be all over the place. There's no back and like there's just straight facts. And he wouldn't want. I would never want him to ever be involved in that ever. It would not. And it nor do I think he would want to. I don't think he's smart enough not to. It's not. Now, if things get worked out, absolutely. But even then, still tell it like it is. But there's I don't foresee that happening. I like Charlotte a lot. She's a sweetheart. She works really hard, and she's had a fantastic career. I love you too. Thank you. And I don't really love you. I'm just telling you that because you told me that on here. It's just meaningless words because we don't know each other. But thank you. I think you like me is what you meant to say. And I would say then I don't know you, so I can't like you, but I appreciate your kind words. They did not give me Skip Sheffield. I came up with Skip Sheffield with Dusty Rhodes. Any tips on bulking? You need to go to feedmemore.com. On the homepage, the BMR basal metabolic rate calculator, plug in all your information, see how many calories you need a day to consistently gain the weight that you need with that. And it will give you a very accurate calorie count on what you need. And then that's what you need to start doing every day consistently, and you will do it. It's that easy. Or you could go on 1,000 other shows and ask people, how can I get big and strong? And I'm literally just told you the exact thing you need to do. That's it. And then you got to go do the work, and you got to put the calories in your body. And you got to do all that work on yourself. Like nobody else can hold your hand on it. Like you got to figure that shit out on your own. I figured this shit out when I was a kid, man, without an internet, with nothing, like fucking trial and error, and figure shit out. Start working towards your goals. A lot of people like to talk about the things. How can I? I'm not saying you on this. I'm just saying in general. A lot of people like, how do I? You do it by you do it. You just start doing it. You get rid of that fear mentality. You just start doing things. I want to get bigger. I need to eat more calories. Okay, and then you start eating more calories. You can do this without asking anybody. And then you start putting on body. Oh, I'm putting on too much fat. With I need to eat better calories. Common sense kicks in. You have to do the. Then you just start making changes with it. You've got to stimulate the muscles to grow. You've got to go train. You've got to put in the work with it. There's all that information is there with it. But that BMR calculator, you need to know your calories per day. If you don't, you're just wasting your time. You're literally wasting your time. Somebody says he was at the same hotel as Mark Henry and the showers were tiny. Not sure how he would have took one. I'm sure he's really appreciates you thinking of him in that when you're in the shower. You're just in there scrubbing your little body and you're like, oh, these showers are tiny. I wonder how the world's strongest man is in here naked with his big body showering. And then what's going on from there? So you've admitted to thinking about Mark Henry in the shower. Maybe think about those things before you saying here on the Ryback Show. Plain oatmeal is very good. That's a very good carb source. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Ryback Show. We are actually getting ready to wrap up. We'll end on this question here. Why Ryback in 40 years only Vince McMahon has been able to run a sustainable company? All the others fall off after a few years. Why only Vince? It's extremely difficult. There's a lot of moving pieces that go into running a wrestling company, let alone a profitable wrestling company. It is. I mean, it is. It takes an enormous amount of work and having the right people in the right positions. And I think AEW stands the best chance to be successful long term, moving forward and learning from whatever mistakes are taking place and continuing to create a better environment for pro wrestlers and for fans and all people. So we'll have to wait and see. It's not easy. It is not an easy gig on it. I'm telling you, and having a business in general, having a business is not easy with things. So it's then you're dealing with all these moving parts and all the different employees and then independent contractors as wrestlers. And then you're not even talking about creative. And like, can you imagine day to day? I already know because I know what I deal with. And I just amplify that. You have all these people under you that are handling responsibilities and things. But like, to run a wrestling promotion, your phone is probably going off morning to night with things, responding, and like it is a very demanding job, and it's very difficult. You're just dealing. Just imagine you're a business owner, and he has multiple things, right? And just or anybody, just a wrestling promoter, but then you're dealing with creative. If you deal with people that, talents, they're not happy about creative. And then you got to take time to like talk about that, or like, there's so many things. Just got to know when contracts come up. You've got like, there's 5,000 different things going on at one different time, like that under the umbrella of the business. It is absolutely wild. And it is, and then that's not even counting the performance and having to go out there and get ratings and like, it's not easy. It takes so many moving pieces and parts, and there's so many people that contribute to make it happen. And it's getting the right people in the right place, though. The more right people you have in the right place, the easier that becomes. But even then, it's not easy. Yeah, I told you guys, I think it's the most difficult thing probably to be successful at is running a wrestling promotion. I think it's because it's so, even like an independent promotion. Do you know how much work? Just say I wanted to run a big, say I'm gonna rent out the Thomas and Mack Center, and I'm gonna run a big wrestling event in 6 months, and like I've got to literally got to write everything, and you got to map everything out, and then it's like just this part alone, the talent that you're gonna get, how much your budget's gonna be for that, for you can afford for that, how many tickets you have to sell, how much food and drink you have to sell, how much merchandise you have to sell to turn a profit. You need to know all of this. Most people don't. This is all stuff you would have to look at, so you have an idea of, you have to have a goal of, okay, I've got to sell 30,000 tickets for this to be a success. 20,000 break even. Like, you need to know, but then you got to like you got to contact, you got to do all this, then you got to do travel, hotels, like, right, all this stuff. Just look at that alone on one little aspect, just one little aspect of a wrestling show, not counting like you got the show the day of, the security, the creative, and then you got to hope everybody shows up, right? Like, I'm just giving you just a small little piece of, it's wild, absolutely wild. And this is stuff that they can make it look seamless and effortless because they've got all the right people in the right places that are handling things every day. But like to build it takes such time and effort. It is not easy. And that is why there's probably only been that since. With that, guys, we're going to go ahead. We're going to wrap up today's show. We'll be back tomorrow with another Ryback show. Hope you're enjoying low caffeine Ryback for the week. The Shell Shock is now back in stock. Feed Me More Nutrition, feedmemore.com, all the Ryback merch. Check that out. Our number one bestseller, Shell Shock, back in stock, baby. The Wake Up Pink Lemonade, hopefully in a few more weeks, and we are off and running with everything back in stock on that, guys. I hope you have a great day. Thank you once again. We'll be back tomorrow. And until next time, my friends, stay hungry. Feed me more.
Hey, Rybackers, don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and shell shock those notifications. And for the best supplements on the planet with Feed Me More Nutrition and all the latest cool new Ryback merch, visit feedmemore.com.